16, 11, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. Hey, on the block where it's at. White cracks getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Steps going up.
Book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 13. Now such was the height of Greeks' fashion.
So now this is talking about when we were in slavery under the Greeks, the so-called white man, right? We were underneath the Greeks, right? It was a height of Greekish fashions, like sports, gymnasium, all these things that the Greeks did, right? We were under that stuff, following their things, right? Following their customs, right?
Now such was the height of Greek fashions, and increase of heathenish manners.
So it's a heathenish manners, things that go against God, read.
Through the exceeding profanities of Jason,
Right.
that ungodly wretch,
Right.
and no high priest,
Right.
that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar.
So we had a brother named Jason, right? He came from the tribe of Levi. He was an Israelite. But when we were in slavery under the Greeks, guess what he wanted to do? He didn't want to be the priest. The Levites were the priests. They're the ones that were teaching us how to keep God's laws and commandments, sacrificing for us, right? But he didn't want to do what God told him to do. He wanted to follow what the Greeks did, the Greekish fashions. He didn't want to do what God told him to do. Read.
That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of an unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
And a place of exercise. What do you do? What's a place of exercise known as today? A gym. A gym. What does gym mean? What does gymnasium mean?
Bring it out.
Huh? Place of exercise. Man, you smart, Vincent. But also the root word gym comes from the word gymnos, which means what? Naked. It means naked. So the Greeks, they were exercising how? Naked. And guess what the Israelites did? We didn't want to keep the commandments to do what? To go exercise what? Naked. That was what we were doing. That's why you see a lot of sports. A lot of them wear the tight clothes, right? The very, very short shorts.
Slapping each other on the ass.
Say it again. Slapping people on the butt. Hey, good job. Slap them on the butt, right? That's what they do. That's a homosexual. Hey, and we've been desensitized thinking that's okay. The coach comes. Hey, good job, John. Hey, Vincent. Hey, nice 3-shot. Hey, I like the way you shoot that ball. Slap you on your butt. They were working out naked. That's what they were doing in the place of exercise. That's your basketball gyms, your football fields, your baseball fields, your soccer fields. All these things where they exercise, these came from Greek customs. But kid, there's more, right? Continue reading.
After the game of discus called...
After the game of what?
After the game of discus...
Discus, you know discus is when they threw a plate around. You know the thing when they turn around plate? Guess what? They were doing that naked. So y'all just imagine what was going on back there. They was naked throwing a disc around. But guess what? That was the beginning of the Olympics. It wasn't just discus. They were playing all different types of sports. Naked. Our people stopped doing what God told them to do to go play some sports. To go follow what the Greeks did, the so-called white man. And guess what you see today? Who are the best players, the best athletes in the NBA? The blacks and Hispanics. Who are the best soccer players? The blacks and Hispanics. Who are the best baseball players? Who are the best soccer players? Who's the best at all these sports? It's our people. But guess what? This is not what God wanted us to do. Now I'm not saying you guys can't play sports. But guess what? Y'all trying to go professional, right? I'm assuming. Y'all want to go to the NBA, right? You said the NBA, right? What's the percentage of our people making it to the NBA? 50? You said 50%? What do you say, John? Less than 1%. Less than 1% of our people will go professional.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So your dreams, guess what? That's not what you should be striving for. Because guess what? For an example, what day do they play sports on? What's the biggest day they play sports on? Especially youth sports. What day? Huh? What day? It's usually on the weekends, right? What day? Saturday. Now, on Saturday, what are we supposed to be doing? What'd you just say? You said what? No, you were right, John. I just want to hear the Sabbath.
Right.
Saturday is a Sabbath day. But the majority of our people are playing sports on the Sabbath day. What are we supposed to be doing on the Sabbath day? Huh? Stay home? Nah, not quite.
Wake them up.
I'm gonna got you. Last scripture about the Sabbath day and all this, and then I'll let y'all go. I promise you, all right? Read that. Exodus 28.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thy labor.
What's the first day of the week? Sunday. There you go, Vincent. I like you, Vincent, because a lot of grown women come up there and keep saying the first day of the week is Monday. The first day of the week is Sunday. What's the 6th day of the week?
Wake them up.
Friday. So the Bible says from Sunday to Friday, those are 6 days. Those are the days you're supposed to work. If you got a job, work. You go to school, whatever you got to do, whatever chores you got to do those from Sunday to Friday, right?
6 days shall thy labor and do all thy works. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So John just said it. The 7th day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God. In it, we shouldn't do what?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So in it, we shouldn't do any work. So the professionals or anybody that's playing sports on the Sabbath day, what are they doing? Sinning. They are working on the Sabbath day. God said for us not to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Right? But that's what we stopped doing. And y'all got to understand that. It's okay to play sports. Y'all can play basketball. I'm not saying y'all can't play basketball. But you got to be mindful. A lot of the times they're pushing us to sin. It's pushing us to sin. That's why you see transgenders in sports now. You see they're trying to put transgenders in sports now? Homosexuals in sports? Someone who's born a man, he can now play, he can say, I'm a transgender and play with the women. That's not even fair. You understand what I'm saying? Homosexuals being there, you got to worry about you changing your clothes. You got to worry about another dude staring at you. That's what I'm saying. But these are the Greekish fashions. These are the things that they teach us from the youth. So what I want you to understand is this is what God's purpose is for y'all. Revelation 1:7. Revelation 1:7. Yes, sir. This is the purpose. It's not, hey, listen. Y'all goal is to make it to the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to rule this planet Earth. Y'all going to rule this earth. You're not going to have to serve the Chinese man no more. The Arab man. The white man who's making your parents work. We're going to make y'all work in a few more years. Because that's what's going to happen. When y'all graduate from college and things of that nature, y'all not going to be working for your own people. Working for the businesses. Y'all going to be working for the business of the other nation, building up their economy. And guess what's going to happen to your people? They're going to stay at the bottom. But when Christ come back, y'all keeping the commandments, this is what's going to happen to y'all. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 6. And have made us kings and priests.
I made the black man and the Hispanic one what?
And have made us kings and priests.
What did Christ make us?
And have made us kings and priests.
So God made us, Christ made us what? Kings and priests. What does a king do? He rules over people. What does a priest do? He teaches God's laws. That's your purpose. To rule over the nations and teach God's laws and commandments to your people. You understand what I'm saying? That's the purpose y'all got. That's what y'all got to strive to be. But we can't become those kings and priests if what? If y'all eating pork. If y'all breaking the Sabbath day. If y'all having girlfriends and boyfriends and doing things of that nature. You're going to get put to death.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with